Hi everyone, good morning. Right now it is time to shine a spotlight on health for you as parents and your children. Now, kids and adults equally are struggling with iron intake. It's an important mineral for growth and development, and a lack of iron can lead to a series of things, including anemia, tiredness, weakness, and increased susceptibility to infections. We have Dr. Stephanie Hanson from Sanford Health joining us this morning to tell us all about iron deficiencies and some supplements. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
So, I'm one of those who doesn't always get my multivitamin in every single day. Let's talk about the importance of iron.
Yeah, iron is something, like you mentioned, it's so important for our health. It plays a lot of different roles in the body. And I think people think about being anemic and having, that trouble, but it can affect your focus and concentration, can affect your sleep, it can affect your immunity. So many different essential functions in your body rely on iron.
So do we need iron-specific supplements more so than daily vitamin? What are we thinking here?
Well, the answer is always, it depends.
Okay, got it.
It depends on how old you are. It depends on the type of exercise that you do. It depends on whether you menstruate or not.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different things that play into that.
Okay.
People with certain chronic health conditions might be more likely to be low in iron.
Okay, and then are we finding that kids are just low in general too?
Some are.
Okay.
Some are. So there's a few categories of people who are at risk for being at low iron. So breastfed infants can be at risk, particularly if they were premature. That's one thing that can really affect people. Menstruating individuals can be low in iron. And interestingly, runners, people who run for exercise or competitively, can be low in iron as well. So those are a few categories that you might see it.
Wow, yeah, kind of a wide variety here.
Yeah.
So how do we get away from defificiencies in iron in our kids?
Yeah, well, always good to try to get ahead of it. So if you know right off the bat that you fall into one of those higher risk groups, figuring out how to get more iron in your diet or taking a supplement is probably the way to go.
Okay, and who's the most at risk? Is it really just varying by?
It really just depends on, when you're a newborn baby, you get some iron from your mom in utero. So it depends on what was your mom's iron level. It depends on, are you breastfeeding? Iron doesn't pass through breast milk very well. And so we recommend that kids who are breastfed take an additional iron supplement. A lot of times when babies start solid foods, they're not always getting in the right amount of iron from their diet that we would recommend. So a lot of different things.
And so what would be the amounts that are needed or necessary in kind of the healthy range?
Well, this is a good question to ask your physician because it depends on your age, your gender, your activity level, if you have any of those additional risk factors. So it is kind of a nuanced thing.
And then are there different types of dietary iron? What does that mean? Explain that.
So we can get iron from meat sources. Okay. So that's considered heme iron. And those are things like, beef, poultry, lamb, fish. So there's those meat-based products you can get iron from, but there are also non-heme based iron that you can get from beans, nuts, spinach. So there's a few different dietary sources.
Are there some that are better than others?
The non-heme sources are a little bit tougher to absorb, so we typically recommend people who have a vegetarian diet to really focus on making sure they're getting enough.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this too, but drinking too much milk can affect your ability to absorb iron. So particularly young kids, they love milk. Most of them want to drink milk all the time. If you can limit them to no more than 24 ounces a day, you're going to help their body's ability to absorb iron a little bit better.
Wow. Okay, and where do we go for more information?
Well, you can go to sanfordhealth.org, but it's always a good idea to ask your provider if you have specific questions about your child.
Dr. Hanson, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate having you. It's always so educational and fun along the way. Everybody get your iron supplements going.
That's right.
All right, stick around. Plenty more coming up right here in North Dakota today. Oh, up next, we are actually jumping outside live. We'll be checking in with Jessie Ahmet, who's at the Rail District in Dilworth. We'll see what she's up to after the break.